Welcome back to Drive on KFH with Bob and Jeff. Happy to be joined now by one of the all-time greats in the NBA, Rick Barry, joining us from the Bay Area, where do you still have, Rick, an association at all with the Warriors?
Well, first of all, I'm not in the Bay Area. I haven't lived there forever. I actually lived in Colorado Springs forever and spent the winters
There's a bay
in Florida,
there, I'm
so
sure.
Best of both worlds. And, I'm down in the Tampa Bay area during the wintertime. But, no, I get out there quite a bit. I do a number of things. Sometimes the Warriors will ask me to do some things and get out there, and I still have one of my sons, my oldest son, Scooter, is still out there in the Bay Area. But just been exciting to watch what the Warriors are doing. And I have to say that I'm sure you have to be like I know I was, like a pig in slop, to be able to be working and have your son with you. I mean, there's nothing like little nepotism, but having your child with you to be able to do something that you love to do. So I'm sure you're very, very proud of him and excited to have that going for you.
Yeah, we enjoy it a lot, Rick. Thanks for that.
So, Rick, what have you noticed kind of about the Warriors? They're going now for their third straight NBA championship. What's caught your eye about this particular team? There seemed to be a lot more drama around this team, but they've withstood it, and here they are in the finals again for the fifth straight year.
Yeah, it's been a pretty remarkable run that they've had, and I just didn't understand why everybody got panicked when KD went down. I mean, obviously that negates their chances somewhat, and it's not as sure a thing as it seemed to have been before that. And then, obviously when Boogie went down, that was another blow to them. And then, of course, Iguodala goes down for one of the games that they played in the last series. But people seem to forget is that they won championships before KD was there. And I was almost like flabbergasted when people say, well, do you think the Warriors are actually better without KD? I said, are you out of your mind? I mean, you're one of the greatest players in the history of the game, an indefensible player. How could they possibly be better? The thing is they're still really good, but they're better when KD's there and they're playing the Warriors brand of basketball. The problem in that series against the Rockets was that KD he was playing so well, they relied on him too much, and they stopped playing the kind of basketball that they played without him when they got back to moving the ball. Draymond's been more aggressive. They've been doing the kind of things that the Warriors do that have enabled them to win all the championships and play at such a high level for the last 5 seasons, which they could have had another championship. I still think that the league screwed him on that one because the officials swallowed his whistle when Draymond Green was there and LeBron threw him to the court. They didn't blow the whistle to call a flagrant foul on LeBron. And then, of course, when Draymond stepped over him, did what he did, he got suspended. And I think that really crushed them and hurt them a lot. But anyway, that's ancient history. Right now, the Warriors are playing, very good basketball. And if they play at the level they played into the last series against Portland, they should be able to beat the Toronto Raptors.
Rick Barry, our guest, he's a 6-time All-NBA player, 12-time All-Star, led Golden State to the NBA title in 1974 and 75. What do you make, Rick, of the Toronto Raptors? That was an exciting series. They just concluded against Milwaukee. They look like a team with Kawhi Leonard that do you think they can give Golden State a test here?
Yeah, certainly they can. I mean, they're the best team in the East when they play at the top level and play their best basketball. They certainly have a chance of beating the Warriors if the Warriors aren't playing their best. It comes down to which team is going to play their brand of basketball at the highest level. If both teams play their best, the Warriors would win. The beauty of sports is that doesn't always happen. And so you don't know what's going to transpire. So it's going to be fun to see how it plays out. But again, if the Warriors play their best and Toronto plays their best, the Warriors will win the series.
So, Rick, you're obviously very well associated with the Warriors and just the Bay Area in general. You played there also in the ABA, but you grew up in New Jersey and you went to college at Miami. So what was your first kind of impression of being out west? And obviously you liked it. You've kind of remained out there to some degree over the course of your life, but was that a culture shock at all back in the 60s?
Well, yeah, when all the crazy stuff was going with the Haight-Ashbury and all that nutty stuff, it was really wild out there. But a beautiful city, obviously a great cosmopolitan city, a famous city throughout the world. The cable cars running around and all the other good things that they have out there. Of course, the state now and the whole city is so screwed up now. It's ridiculous, but that is what it is. We won't get into that. Yeah, it's a great place. I mean, it truly is a wonderful place. I'm excited to see the new arena that's being built and to go back to the roots. When I first went out there, that's where they were. We played at the Civic Auditorium downtown and I saw at the Cow Palace out in Daly City. And to have a beautiful new arena in San Francisco is going to be kind of cool to see how that happens. I just hope they find a way to keep all these guys together so that they can continue to win multiple championships, continue to have the amazing run that they've had. because it sure is a joy to watch them, because when they're playing their brand of basketball, they play it the way it should be played, and it's so much fun for me as a viewer to be able to watch that. And I'm sure it's the same way. At least I know that when I talk to other teammates and other friends and people who love basketball, they all feel the same way. The Warriors are really a joy to watch when they're playing their best brand of basketball. So hopefully KD's going to stay, and hopefully Clay, who I hear you're going to have on the show, coming up here possibly in a little while, who I have great respect for, and he's really done a great job of turning his game into something where as an all-around player on both ends of the court, and one of those guys who can shoot the three, go to the basket, shoot his free throws, and is just a heck of a player. And I just love the way he approaches the game. He's all business. You know that when he puts his sneaks on, he's ready to come out there and give everything that he has. So, tell him I said hello and that I wish him all the best in this upcoming series. And right now it looks like I'm going to be out there for game number 4. So hopefully I'll see them maybe get another sweep. It'd be great.
Rick Barry, our guest, averaged 24.8 points per game during his long NBA career, also played in the ABA, as we mentioned, including you were with the Oakland Oaks for part of the season in 1968-69. That team won an ABA title. You were not in the playoffs that year, but a guy named Warren Jabali was, a guy who played here at Wichita State. And I've been dying to ask you forever, Rick, your impressions about Warren Jabali, because he's a complicated guy. He had a complicated life. What made an impression upon you during your brief time with him in Oakland?
Well, he was a phenomenal talent. I mean, he was a very powerful guy, could jump, had big hands, can do all kinds of amazing things. Went through a difficult time with all of the crazy stuff that was going on in the world at that time. But the one thing that I loved about Warren was that, again, and I have great respect for anybody that does this. When you put those sneaks on and you put that uniform on, you should be given everything that you have. And he did that. I mean, sometimes he got a little carried away. He was a very tough guy as well. But he was one heck of a basketball player, a very unique guy. I call people anomalies because if they play a position differently than other people have played it. I hadn't seen the guy, with his size and his strength and all do the kind of things that he did. He was a very special player.
What was that like at the time? Because you were in Oakland playing for the Oaks. The Warriors were still obviously in that area too. I think that was a unique situation where two teams in different leagues shared a market. So, and I know there were some legal battles too with you personally. So how tumultuous was it at that time between those two franchises?
Well, to be honest, I didn't pay any attention to it. I had to go, to court to try to do what I had to do, and I wound up getting a chance after sitting out for a year to play with the Oaks, and had the good fortune of being on a team that wound up winning a championship. It was, of course, very disappointing to me that I wound up getting injured and wasn't able to play, but Warren was an integral part of that. And in fact, that team could have been even better. There was another guard that we had by the name of Henry Logan, who was another amazing guy that did things that can handle the ball and do the stuff that the players today do through the legs, behind the back. He was very fancy back in those days. You didn't do much of that. You didn't see players doing a lot of that. And unfortunately, he got hurt as well. So as good as our team was, if Henry hadn't gotten hurt and I hadn't gotten hurt, I mean, it would have been ridiculous how much better we would have been than the other teams in the league.
Yeah, that would have been crazy. Rick Barry with us. Obviously, we all know him as a player. One of the best broadcasters, I think, that the NBA's ever had. What do you think? What do you think made you a good broadcaster? You've always been outspoken. You've always told what you'd believe to be the truth. Is it as simple as that?
Well, actually, that's what cost me my job, because they didn't want to hear the truth back when I was doing it. They you had to be a shill, I guess. I mean, but I just told the truth. I didn't try to be controversial. I was critical to be informative, and I think you have to do that. You have to talk about the good, and you have to talk about the bad. And I always knew that I was doing a good job when during the playoffs the people in both cities hated me, because that means that because fans are funny, because fans hear all the good things you say about their team. That goes in one ear and out the other. They remember all the bad things you say about their team, the good thing about the other team, so they think you're biased. And so when both the fans in both cities feel the same way, that they don't like you, that means you're doing your job, because you're talking good and bad about both teams. And so that really did cost me an opportunity to continue with my broadcasting career. But I think that one thing about it is that I took a lot of broadcasting studies, and I probably would have had might have been able to have a major. I had so many credits in that, but you couldn't have a minor when I was in the business school at the University of Miami. But I did study, and I did prepare myself for it, and I think I had the ability to see the game quite well, see things and bring things to the attention of people that you don't normally see. And I really felt that really served me well when I moved over and started doing some play-by-play, because I saw that some play-by-play guys started copying some of the things that I did, which is a great compliment. But I think I also was very good because I saw things happening. I was really good at replays, and before they actually had the instant. Well, they had instant replay. Tony Verna was a guy I worked with CBS when I was doing stuff, but they had the telestrators, and they were really kind of antiquated back in those days, and they have sophisticated stuff right now. But I could see things and bring things to the attention of people, because it's a fine line when you're a broadcaster as an analyst, is that you can't be so basic that you insult the intelligence of the people who know the game, but you can't be so technical that you lose the people who are just casual fans and they don't understand what you're talking about. And so I tried to walk that fine line and thought I did a good job of that, and was very pleased with what I did with my career. I was disappointed that I didn't have the opportunity to continue with it. There's some really good guys out there now. There's some really bad guys out there, and I'm not going to mention any names. I will mention the name of one of my favorite guys as far as the analyst work is concerned, and I think that's Tim Legler. I think Tim Legler just does a spectacularly good job of analyzing things and breaking them down. And now that they've got Legler's Lab and all, he does a terrific job of pointing out a lot of things. I'm a big fan of Tim Legler.
So, a lot of people around here have fond memories of your son Scooter playing for the Kansas team that won the championship in 1989. We have the father-son thing going here too, and I know Brent and Canyon and John have all had a lot of success in a lot of different areas. So, how proud are you of them?
Well, as a parent, you hope that your children just, grow up and be good people and have a good life. And my boys have done that. And it's pretty remarkable what's happened. I mean, the chances of having 5 sons, you left out Drew. Drew was in there as well with Georgia Tech, but Drew and played in the pros. 5 boys to all get Division I college scholarships and all play professional basketball as well. What the heck are the odds on that? And then all of them, other than my youngest son, Kenyon, who's still playing pro ball right now, for Ken, all go into broadcasting. 4 of them all did broadcasting and did really well. And, John's still doing it. Brent just left because he took on the vice president of basketball operations for the San Antonio Spurs. I can't even fathom. I'd like to get an odds maker to figure out what the heck the odds would be for that to actually happen. It's pretty outstanding. And I'm just really proud of the job that they've done. And just happy that they're good people and haven't done anything foolish in their life to get themselves in trouble. And it's great to watch them. I'm hoping my son Canyon will hang in there and somebody will give him a chance to get into the NBA, play for the Timberwolves minor league team, in the G League. And he's actually just got selected, and he's going to be playing for USA Basketball, representing the United States in the 3-on-3 World Championships coming up next month. So a lot of cool things going on with my boys, and it's just so much fun. And my wife says, Scott, I hope that Canyon can make it, because I love to see him do that, because I love so much watching my boys play. It's just such a thrill to see there. I mean, and I'm used to it. My wife, this is her only child, my son Canyon, and she was an All-America basketball player, and they're the only mother and son in the history of Division I basketball to have a mother be a 2-time academic All-America and have a son be a 2-time academic All-America. And my son was actually 3 times. He was a second team as a sophomore, then first team as a junior and senior. In fact, he was the academic All-America player of the year in the senior year. So I'm really proud of those two for that. So it's a very interesting family that I have. Basketball has been incredible to us, and we're all very appreciative of what basketball has done for the Barry family.
Final moments with the NBA great Rick Barry, and I was asked by a friend of mine to ask you if you have recollection of coaching a USBL game. I believe at the time you were coaching a team in Florida that came into Dodge City and played a game, and you had a little interaction with the officials.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. That was crazy, man. The officials, some of those officials were unbelievable in that day. Yeah, no, I had a big time run in Dodge City. Yeah, I was coaching for the team down in Fort Myers in the USBL, and but I've had some interesting run-ins with officials over the years, and hey, they're trying to do their job. It's probably the one job in the world where every time you make a decision, somebody's mad at you. You're never right. They blow their whistle and somebody's upset with them. But yeah, I definitely remember that game for sure.
Well, Rick, we appreciate talking with you.
I got something for your listeners, though.
Please. For your listeners. We can't wait. What is it?
Well, this is for you guys as well. Anybody listening, go to TLC24.net. TLC24.net. It's like tender loving care, but TLC24.net. And just sign up. There's no obligation, no cost whatsoever. You'll get a $2,000 travel rewards card that you can use at hotels and resorts worldwide. As you use it, you will be generating opportunity to save money. It'll be cheaper than if you go to the online sites. And just check it out and tell all your friends about it and your family members, and use it, enjoy it. It's going to save you money. It's a great opportunity. TLC24.net.
We'll send them there, no doubt about it. Thank you, Rick, for your time. We appreciate talking with you.
Yeah, great to talk to you too. And please send my best if you do talk a little bit later to Clay. I'm a big fan of his.
All right, thanks, Rick.
All right, bye-bye.